Hey, it's Maddie Mills.
And I'm Lauren, and this is The Weekend Roundup.
Welcome back to The Weekend Roundup, everybody. It's looking a little different this week because I have COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate turn of events, I will say. Woke up to go record in the studio, immediately took a test and had COVID.
It was an early morning session, so I was a little grateful to go back to bed.
Yeah, that was not a good day for me. That's for another episode, though. That is for another ep.
Yeah.
This ep, we have a nice, fun little story, and the show must go on, you know?
Yeah.
If anything, I will be rounding up my weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get comfortable here, though, because this is a good story, I think.
You guys, summer is here, and I am just as tempted as you are to hop on Shein and get myself a brand new summer wardrobe, but we need to be a little bit more sustainable around here, okay? Dream Closet by Maria on Instagram. You send her all of the inspo pics that you want, send her your Pinterest board, send her the vibes that you're feeling. She puts together a fashion package for you, picks all of it out for you, delivers it to you in a cute little bag with treats and a note. It's so adorable. We got the cutest outfits from her. If you're watching on YouTube, you can stay tuned to see our haul. Or if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, head on over to our YouTube and we're going to show you a couple of our favorite pieces.
So first, my favorite, this didn't come in a style bundle. This I actually bought separately, but like they're my favorite things in the entire world. They're my vintage Ralph Lauren Sunnies. And then to go with, okay, this is a huge cop, okay. Fossil, shut the F up, Fossil bag. Yeah, so this bag, absolutely iconic. It's giving Hailey Bieber, you know, like, yeah, just got back from like a meeting, kind of a vibe. This last item is the item, okay? These I have worn every single day possible, I think, that I can wear them, like if they're not dirty. And I'll wear them for like a week straight before I even wash them. But they're my 505s. Levi 505s, they're low rise, which I'm like obsessed with. There's the little tag, 505s. So iconic, you know, so iconic. And I feel like everyone needs a nice pair of, no, I'm not going to say that because everyone gets fucking mad at me when I say I like low-rise jeans. But you know what? I like them. They're cool. That's my haul, my top 3 fave items. Sorry that I have COVID and my nose is all chafed.
I have been wearing this tank top every single day since I got it, and I always throw it on with this little cover up on top. This has been my duo, my go-to since I got it. I've seen a lot of discourse on Twitter about if the graphic tee with the long skirt is a look. And I'm here to tell you that it is. I never really thought I'd be in a little fashion vlogger right now.
Let me ask you, Maddie, how are you feeling? Number one, the fans want to know.
I'm sure everyone's dying here.
Second time around, you know, the first time you did it, you were with the ex-BF quarantining in the cottage. How has this experience been in contrast to that?
It's been peaceful.
Yeah, probably an absolute fucking paradise.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good, honestly, not gonna lie. It feels just kind of like a Kohl's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was fully ready to like go out and do stuff. But like I was kind of like shook that it was COVID. I was like, oh shit, really? Like, I guess I can't leave. But yeah, it hasn't been bad. I've been chilling. My mom dropped me off some groceries, so that was iconic. Yeah, just been vibing, really.
Yeah. Well, great to hear. I'm so glad that we didn't go to the coffee shop on the other day when we were supposed to. We were supposed to hang out. We were like, let's be fucking productive and leave our house. And
why I would ever do that.
I woke up that morning and said, no, no, ma'am.
And you know, the thing is, too, I don't like leaving my house. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why was I even, what was I thinking with that, you know?
You were trying to shake it up. We were trying to shake it
up. But this just proves, what's the point? What's the point of leaving the apartment? And we get in there. I have a little joke about that in this story, actually. I have my whole notes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see any
spoilers. Before we dive in, We have to talk to you guys about something now that we're on our intimate little FaceTime call.
Yeah, this feels very season 1.
Yeah, this is intimate because we didn't even put out video in season 1. Like this
Yeah, I
is,
know. So it's like, oh, you're in my room.
yeah. Luckily, I don't have too much going on. My room is just kind of a glowing orb of purple at the moment. But now that I have your attention, Best of Halifax nominations are open. If you haven't already heard us ranting and raving about it on Instagram, you can nominate us. You can nominate us every single day, which helps us out massively. The link is in the bio to what you were listening to this on, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Links there. Links on our Instagram. We would really appreciate it. I think that's it.
Yeah, give us a nice little nommy.
And now,
Also, sorry I keep flashing I don't know why I keep going like this. I feel kind of weird right now that we're recording like this.
mm-hmm.
Like it's a little different. It's a little unique. It's a little intimate.
Dare I say intimate?
Dare I say I feel like this is intimate, but you know what? Anything for the viewers.
Yeah. So basically, Maddie's going to tell us a story about her night out that I was not there for, so I have not heard this story. I'm excited to hear it because she will not tell me it. And I have popcorn. I have an ice cream sandwich.
Yum.
Crazy snack lineup. Maddie's been teaching me how to snack because there's a difference.
I was never a snacker.
Yeah, there's a difference between a snack household and a non-snack household. And I think because I grew up like in like a house where me and all my brothers were like constantly going to like hockey and stuff, it was just like meals.
Yeah.
Protein meals, whatever. So I don't really know how to snack. So now that I live on my own, I've lived on my own for what, like 3 years now or something?
Yeah.
I got snacks. And Maddie started coming over and being like, yo, can I have a snack? And I would say, no, because I don't have any. I have like a granola bar. And anyway, long-winded way of saying you should have a snack while you listen to this.
Lauryn snacks now. Yeah, get a snack going. I just had a little grapefruit. I can still taste things, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good. My snack lineup, I got my Kleenex box. I got my Vaseline and my Tylenol cold and flus back there. I'm feeling pretty good.
Great. Wow.
Now, what is this called? This episode we are going to call Guys with Girlfriends.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
Are we going to call it that?
Whatever you want, baby.
Yeah, we'll call it that. And then this note in my phone is called Wine Wednesday. So you just know, you already know we're up to no good. You know, me and my two guy friends from high school, they were like, hey, you should come to Wine Wednesday. And there's like a deal on, so you can get, I don't know, what is it, like a bottle of wine for $20 or something. So I was like, you know what? Sure. Why not?
I just say I have never heard of this.
Dude, me either. And that's why I was like, okay, I might as well try it. And
thing, like, I've heard of Wine Wednesday, but I thought it was like suburban couples from Bedford going downtown and getting red wine together on a Wednesday night. I didn't think it was going to be the hoppin' motherfucking place to be. I didn't even know we were going out on Wednesdays. I tan and shave and wash my hair on Thursdays. That's going to fuck the whole routine.
No, for real. Wednesday, and let me say, Wednesday was bumping. Like I was so shocked how many people were there. Mm-hmm. But it was a good time. Like I was like, okay. And you know what? I was looking fucking awesome. I will say it. I really was wearing my finest. What?
I didn't see any pictures of you.
I don't think I took any, to be honest. Like this was I wasn't prepared for this night to be like what it was. You know what I mean?
Describe the fit. Give us an idea of the fit.
It was my finest Aritzia threads. It was like this cute little collared like tank top. And then I was wearing my Melina pants, wow, which I got used because I can't afford the real ones. But absolutely iconic. And I was feeling myself, as I should be if I'm going out on a Wednesday, you know? I have in my notes, actually, I wanted to look like I just got off work at a really cool professional job instead of staying home staying home all day. Which, you know what? Fair enough.
That's a really great idea. Embody a character.
Embody a character. I was like, who is Maddie Mills tonight? Who is she? Let's figure it out. And so we get there, and me and my king, my best bud, we split a bottle of wine. A nice little bottle of white. Pinot Grigio. Very nice, very nice. And which, you know what, is splitting wine with your guy friends weird? We'll get into that later. Well, I was just not sure what the vibe was, so I'm not trying to get a whole bottle of wine to myself, you know? But I am trying to do this deal. I did end up drinking a whole bottle of wine, but we'll get there. And if you know me, like, a whole bottle of wine, that's like, that's a lot for me. Like, that is seriously a lot. The last time I drank a whole bottle of wine was at my cottage with my parents, and I fell in the lake.
Oh my God, I remember that day.
It was bad. It was bad.
That was right after you had remotely recorded like this in season 1.
Yeah.
You recorded an episode, and then you were like, okay, I'm gonna go to my cottage, and then you had a glass of wine on the dock, so you texted me, and then all of a sudden you were just like fucking gone.
It was, I'll give a shout out. It was what was the brand? It was from the Valley. What's the one? I have like COVID fog, so I can't think right now. But it was called Shroy Ruba, and Wolf Phil. What's the one with Wolf Phil in the name?
Shout out, you know.
No, you know the one I'm talking about. We went there.
Oh, Lightfoot.
Lightfoot and Wolf Phil. That's what it was. And it was their Shroy Ruba. It was absolutely probably my favorite wine.
Really?
Yeah, it was like literally so good. It's like a nice light fruity white, but me just describing wine, I'm like, yeah, I went to Wine Wednesday once. I'm a little bit of a sommelier now.
Yeah, she's a wine girl. She blacked out. Her.
Yeah, I blacked out. So yeah, we walk in, and I'm on the prowl because I'm looking fucking good and I'm feeling fucking good. Like I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna go out on a Wednesday, I'm gonna try to pick up.
But here is one thing that I will ask Mads.
Yeah.
I was just making plans since unfortunately you, my sweet dear best friend, have COVID, and I'm worried sick about you. But in between being worried sick about you, I need to make plans for my weekend without you. Okay, I'm still a bit.
What's the plot?
So I texted my good friend, and I was like, because he had texted me the other day, being like, haven't seen him forever. Like, we got to go out soon. So I texted him, and I was like, what's up? Like, we should go out, whatever. And he was like, do you have any plans? And I was like, no. And then he was like, and I was like, do you have any plans? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, I guess we could go out, like, the two of us. But also at the same time, like, you know that TikTok audio that's like, my brother, like, you are scaring the hoes. Like, I was.
Oh, bro. Yeah, you can't go out with just a guy. You can't.
So anyways, we got other people involved, and his girlfriend ended up being free, so she's coming too. So that's exciting, and I'm glad because now I'm going with 2 couples, so I'm going to be the single one. This is actually best case scenario. We'll round this up hopefully at some point, going out tomorrow. But what was I getting at? Yeah, how did you go out with your guy friends and also make it look like you were like available?
Well, I didn't. I was
sharing wine with them. Like, you
I was splitting the white wine, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, there's just no way to split a bottle of wine in a platonic looking way. Like, let's be honest. And fair enough, that was my mistake. And you think that would deter? You would think that would deter the men out there. But do you know who it doesn't deter?
Weirdos.
Guys with girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get to that. So, what's next in my notes here? So, we're chilling, and so I'm sitting facing this way, and I'm sitting next to my king, who I'm splitting my wine with, and then our other friends across from him. And then forward, but to my left, I see an absolutely exceptional looking man. I will say he from afar, gorgeous guy, I must say. And then I'm like trying to put together, I'm like, I feel like I know him. Like, how do I know this guy? Okay, it clicks. He's like famously hot in like ninth grade. Okay. Keep in mind, we're 22 now.
Yeah.
But the legend lives on. The legend lives on. Like when I was in ninth grade, I literally heard this guy's name because of how hot he was. And like would see him on Insta and I was like, okay, hot guy, you know? And I'm trying to like, I don't know if that's like a universal experience, but like, right? Like there's like famously hot average guys out there. I guess not average, but like just famously hot guys from a different school in middle school, right? Yeah. So that was like the context. Okay. So obviously like the 14-year-old in me is like, oh my God, that's the guy. Then he starts like genuinely staring at me, like into my soul. Like I'm like feeling uncomfortable. Like I'm like I don't know, like, is he looking at me? So, and then I look over a few times and like we dead ass make eye contact and he does not look away. Like this is him just staring. Okay. Not even like in a flirty way, even.
Like weird.
So, yeah. So this goes on for like a while. Let me just make sure I'm up to date here. And, I kind of like look away. I laugh. I like tell like my guy friends, I'm like, yo, that guy's like looking at me. Can you guys just verify really quick? And then they did. And they were like, yeah, he's definitely looking. And then kind of laugh it off. So the rest of the night, just him staring. I look, I get a little bold. I smile. I give a smile.
Wow.
Right. Give a little
like that.
I will say it was not I felt like I was 14 in the sense of like socially awkward flirting. Like I was like, oh my God, like he's staring at me right now. Like, what do I do? So I think the smile was actually like this. It was definitely an open tooth smile, but it was not like
something from Over the Hedge.
Yeah, like it was like not cute. It was not cute. And that's fine, whatever. Immediately I regretted it and I felt embarrassed. I was like, I can't believe I did that. And
our live text updates in the group chat of Maddie immediately regretting her decision to
at this time. I definitely did. I was texting the group chat the whole time. So I have the receipts. Like I have, and you know what? That's an important thing to say, that I have receipts. I fucking have receipts of this whole night with the timestamps. Keep that in mind, everyone. Keep that in mind. So, yeah, he's looking. I give him a weird ass smile. I'm so embarrassed about it. He like stops looking as much because like he's been caught, red-handed, but still looking. So the end of the night, I see his table is starting to pack up. He's like paying his bill. And my absolute king guy friends were like, this is actually so funny. So the king who I was sharing the wine with, Robbie Gonzalez, I'm going to say his name. Can I name drop Robbie, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no reason I can't. So me and my king Robbie, we were, he was like, okay, here's what we'll do. Like, we'll leave right now. So like, you're alone at the table. Like, we'll go to the bathroom. And then I was like, okay, absolute king wingman move. Leave the girl at the table alone. Stellar move.
Stop looking like a married couple. Good move, Robbie.
I was like, fair enough, because we are splitting a bottle of wine, right? Like,
might as well have like gold bands and go to bed at 7 p.m. together.
No, literally. Like, I was like, okay. And so they leave me alone at the table. King status achieved, even though Robbie's been a king, stays a king. And so they leave, and as they're leaving at the same time, the table of the guys, as Mr. what should we call him? Stare down is getting up to leave too. But Stare down goes to the bathroom while all his friends go out. So I was like, okay, there's still a chance here. There is still a chance here. We are not too late.
Flawless execution on both ends of the friend group. Like, both friend group understood the assignment, you know?
Seriously. And like going to the bathroom, excellent move. Excellent move. Because he was definitely just trying to vibe out the night, you know? So he comes out of the bathroom and he comes over and he sits down right across from me. And I said, putty in my hands, putty in my hands. I was like, Robbie, that was amazing execution. I can't recommend that move enough to just like be alone at a table or like be alone at the bar, you know?
Don't be
Someone
on your phone.
talk to them. Yeah, on your phone. Like I was just texting a group chat. I was like, yeah, great. I'm alone now. Like, we'll see.
I'm saying don't be on your phone. Like it makes you look more open.
Oh, yeah. I was on my phone though, I will say.
Maddie's just impeccably hot, so she can break the rules, but
no, it was the Aritzia shirt. It was the Aritzia shirt. It was the shirt. My tits were out. And so he comes over and sits down right across from me. Absolutely amazing. Can't get over it. And so I'm like, hi, what's your name? Like, that's just what I say to start. I was not on my game. Okay. I'm going to put that out there. I was straight up flirting like I was 14 again. I was being weird. I was being fucking weird. And I tend to do that when it's like someone who I like kind of know. If it's someone that I don't know at all, I'll do whatever I'll say whatever. I'm like honestly way too outlandish with it. But when it's someone I like kind of know or there's some I know of them, I get right weird and like just so weird about it. Which actually I'm going to go on a side tangent right now. I'm going to tell a side story really quick. That's like totally irrelevant, but just gives you context of how I flirted back in the day. This guy, I was in 10th grade and this guy was a year older. And popular guy. And like super funny, cute, whatever. The whole deal. Football player, whatever, you know. Of course, you're in grade 10. Anyone in grade 11 is like fucking awesome, so cool, whatever. And we had like been snapping or something, like something kind of flirty. And then
feeling
what? I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say we were wheeling, but like we were approaching some wheels.
Okay, so Snapchat streak?
Yeah, we had the streak. We had like a super long Snapchat streak at like parties. Like we'd be something. No, it did mean something. And then in the hallway one day, like he was like blocking my way, like to flirt with me. And like I guess I just took this as like I just like pretended I didn't know who he was or something. Like, and I was just so weird about it. Like, let me just grab my books here. I have my little notebooks here, my little podcast planner, but I was walking down the hall and I was like, excuse me. And my friends still make fun of me for it. They were like, why did you do that? Like he was trying to be like nice to you and flirt with you. And I was like, I don't know. It was just so weird to me. And then like I get to my next class. Like this is like in the hallway in between classes. I get to my next class and I just Snapchat. I'm like, it didn't happen.
Being in high school when like Snapchat and phones and technology were around was fucking wild. And I'm sure now that it's been like, 4 years since we've graduated, like it's just accelerated because that reminds me of my high school boyfriend. When he first asked me out, we didn't speak to each other for a month.
No, and that was it.
We didn't talk to each other in person for a month. We would just like Snapchat each other. And then I was doing some class where you had to do surveys. And I went to his class and I did surveys and I like literally handed surveys to him and like stood in front of him and took the survey. Never looked at him, like nothing. And then went back to my class and like Snapchatted him and I was like, yep, that's my man. Like high school was so weird.
You could really just never talk to someone in person, but you were like,
and like, then you get to university and you need to start dating people and it's like you need to like relearn how to initiate conversation.
No, for real. Like talking to people in person is way hard. Way hard. And you know what? That's just like, that's a little, I'm sure I have so many more stories of me being fucking weird back in the day, but like, this is how I was acting on Wine Wednesday. So I go, what's your name? Let's give him a name.
You name him Brian?
Yeah, we can name him Brian. Brian's a good name. So I said, what's your name? Brian. And then he goes, what's your name? And I go, Maddie Mills. And I always say my full name because I feel like my full name is like my identity for the most part. I'm Maddie Mills, you know? So I introduce him and I go, Maddie Mills. He goes, get this. He goes, I thought you might be.
Oh my.
Oh, not my name preceding me. Not my name. I was like, oh shit. Like,
that is equally as hot as it is horrifying.
I know. I was like, this could mean one of three things. One, he's heard of the podcast, which, you know what? Probably like not a great thing.
Yeah,
to pick up a guy in a bar.
Happens.
So, honestly, that's the only thing that went through my head. I don't know why I said three things. I was like, fuck, the podcast, like I froze. So then I figure out, like, I know his last name. And then I wrote in my notes, and this is a little discussion. This is a little discussion point. I wrote his voice. His voice surprised me. And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Like, you know, when like like you hear someone, like you've known about someone for a long time and you've like seen their Insta and you're like, oh my God, they're such a good looking person. And then you hear their voice.
Throws you.
Totally shocking. Like, it's like, it's shocking. And I'm gonna say a shocking voice is never a good thing. If someone is surprised by your voice, I feel like it's not normally a good thing.
That's why I enjoy doing the podcast. So a lot of the time my voice is the first impression, so they're already used to one of my worst features when they meet me.
Yeah, like same. I was like, oh, okay, shit. Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting point. I think it's funny that
you imagine saying that? That sounds like a Wattpad fan fiction for real girl.
What?
I'm Maddie Mills. I thought you would be.
I know. I was like, I felt kind of like a baddie. Like at this point,
I wish you were a huge loser in high school or something, and he was like the hottest guy ever, and then this is what was going on, because that would be such a fun.
But, like, to be fair, I will say, like, he never acknowledged me in high school ever. I didn't get a lot of men in high school. Like, I guess I did have a long-term boyfriend, so I can't really say much, but I wasn't like, I don't know, like I was never in junior high, especially like when I knew of who this guy was and this guy was like kind of relevant, definitely was never acknowledged by him. He was a little bit of an asshole. And let me give some context. I don't want to give too much context, but he plays a sport and he was on like one of the really good teams for his sport in like junior high. So fuck, I wish I could say it because it's actually hilarious for all the locals, but I'm not going to because it would absolutely expose this man. But locals would know. Like, if you're from where I'm from, specifically DM me and I'll tell you because it's fucking funny.
You know, he's an athlete around this neck of the woods.
Yeah, he was a big athlete, right? So we get to chatting and he goes, oh, like I play varsity for this sport that I play. And you should come to a game. Okay. Keep in mind, this sport is not in session. Okay. This is not the season for the sport. So this is a very premature invite.
Or wait, no, isn't the playoffs right now?
For what?
Hockey?
No. Like the finals for basketball just happened.
And NASCAR. Anyways, let's move on.
Like, actually a NASCAR driver.
This famously hot NASCAR driver came up to me while I made my guy friend sit in the fucking stalls for 20 minutes.
Oh, well, okay, side note about where my guy friends actually were. They went out to smoke. It's a fucking storm outside. It's pouring rain. They come back in drenched. They were pissed.
I feel for them because I was trying to smoke that night and I got like almost thrown off my patio. And you were texting in the group chat saying that you made the two of them go outside to smoke.
Yeah. I was like, sorry, but that just means they're more king, like they're better kings than I thought, you know, like king status truly deserved. truly deserved. I can't even emphasize it enough. So yeah, it's like literally, I'd be waiting literally 6 months to hit a game for this sport. And so, I'm kind of getting back into my groove. I'm like, you don't want to see me before?
There she is.
She's coming back. She's like, okay, remembering she's 22 now. And then he was like, I'd love to. Then I go, how many girls are going to be at this game? Because why are you inviting me to a game 6 months in advance when I just met you? Like, you obviously are chucking invites left, right, and center.
It's an easy invite. He's a promoter.
He's a promoter
one at that.
He's a fucking promoter. Exactly. So I say, how many girls are going to be at this game? He gets mad at this. And he's like, that is so rude. And like gets offended. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, I guess. But like, I also think I have a valid point. Like, maybe I shouldn't have said that to him, but like, I'm like,
it could have been taken as flirt. Sorry, I'm watching Love Island. Flirty batter. Yeah, there was a little bit of guilt, perhaps.
We end up, shamelessly flirting. I'm kind of getting back in my groove.
Shamelessly flirting.
I'll say I was shameless. I think he has some reasons to be ashamed, but I was being shameless. And he ends up, like, it gets to the point he ends up calling his friends who had just left, and they're waiting for him outside. And he's like, hey, I'm not going to come. Like, I'm going to try to get another drive so I can stay and hang out with me. And I was like, oh my God, T, it's a fucking Wednesday. Like, I was like, what is going on right now? Like, this is just weird. And then I don't know how this came up, but he makes some kind of comment like, I think it was when I said the comment like, oh, how many girls you like going to be at your game? We're like bantering about that. And then he goes, well, you're here with your boyfriend. Okay.
Boyfriends too.
Yeah, no, literally. I was like, can a girl split a bottle of wine with her best bud? Like, come on. What's going on here? Like, I guess in hindsight, yeah, it's not the most platonic looking thing, but I have no shame. That's my buddy, So he's calling me out for splitting a bottle of wine with my boyfriend. And I guess my
boyfriend.
Me and my BF, Robbie Gonzalez. And I said, they're my friends. Like, I'm here with my friends from high school. Or I think I said, they're my buddies. And he goes, your buddies? And laughs. Like, as if I'm lying about them being my buddies. Okay? Like, it was one of those kinds of laughs, And then he ends up not being able to, like, get a drive later. So he has to go. And so he gets up to leave. And he goes, you're not going to give me a hug?
Goodbye.
If I wasn't already taken back to 9th grade enough,
right?
Like, that is such a 9th grade thing to do. And so I said, you're not going to get my number? Because, like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah. Good call.
So he comes over and sits next to me. We do a little, like, awkward side hug moment because I'm like, this is weird. And then he puts his number in my phone. Keep in mind, he doesn't get me to put my number in his phone, which sneaky little move there, buddy.
Yep.
Honestly, brilliant. Then he leaves, and I immediately text everyone I know that this urban legend from 9th grade, Brian, has taken my number. So I follow him on Insta because I'm like, at least I can get an Instagram follow out of this. And I send him what I think is a fun DM. It was one of those ones I was like not really sure about, and I'm kind of glad things ended up the way they were because I was like not really confident in it. But so I followed him, and like his most recent photo was at the bar that we were at. So I sent it.
And in the moment.
Yeah. But the photo was from like a week before.
Oh,
like clearly his
fire.
Yeah. So I sent it to him and I said, deja vu. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of a move, not really a move, whatever. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Let us know if that would have worked on you.
No, I literally said, let me know what you think of that one, because I was trying something new. I have that in the notes because I don't know. I was like drinking the wine that night. Obviously I wasn't on my game. Was just feeling insecure about that DM, but you'll see. It doesn't even matter. You'll see. Anyways, so my friend gets back to me and goes, oh my God, Brian blank. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I was literally at a pool party with him and his girlfriend on Saturday. What?
You're joking. You're joking.
Brutal, right? Like, just pour one out for that, for Maddie Mills in the bar that night. Just absolute waste of my night. I could have been flirting with endless other guys, but I thought I had this one in the bag, you know? And that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You need to remind everyone, if you're out for a night of drinking and you're flirting with one guy, doesn't mean you can't flirt with 10 others, because odds are he might have a girlfriend.
Odds are several of them probably have girlfriends, so it's always important to have a wide roster.
At this rate, yeah. The odds are not in my favor, at least, because I'm feeling insecure. I'm like, what is going on? I literally, in my notes, I have, you're kidding. Wow, rip. Immediately ordered another bottle and I unsend the DMs. I said, get me another Pinot. And then, yeah, I unsent the DMs.
Bottles, or do they just like throw it to you? Like, I don't know what the vibe is here.
They bring it out in like a little like cooler, kind of.
Wow, this
is all nice.
Exquisite.
It's all nice.
Talk about bottle service.
Talk about bottle service, seriously. And so I unsend the DMs. I unfollow him. And I'm just like, honestly, this is a tomorrow problem. I'm obviously not trying to like steal this girl's boyfriend. Like, I genuinely thought he was single, and just like,
well, you would think from the way
my God, I forgot like a really funny part of the story.
What?
So when
running my mouth a little bit. Go ahead.
No, so when he's staring, like before he approaches me or anything, okay, he's staring at me and I'm like looking at him because I'm like, this guy's staring at me, and he goes like this. A 2-finger come here. Okay. This is like a huge part of the story. I can't believe I forgot this. So I obviously am not going to approach this table of like all these guys. So I do it back to him. And my two guy friends are like,
stop.
My two guy friends are like, whoa, Maddie, whoa, don't do that. Why are you doing that? And I was like, no, guys, you don't get it. He did it first. And they were like, oh, okay. Like, I guess that's okay then. But like, just a weird move, right? So he literally
weird move.
Yeah, he does the finger thing, like that come over here. Like, okay. So obviously I'm going to think he's single. Like, that was like my main evidence. Like, you know?
Also, not to be a pervert on the internet, but like, I'm always going to take that as sexual. The 2-finger G-spot combo, come here across the bar.
Like,
that is a whole ass move. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one. Depends on what vibe I'm feeling that night. If I'm like 4 shots in, I'd fold.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And like, I don't think I was that drunk because I just did it back immediately. Like, I was like, come here. Like,
yes. But
like, I was also not about to approach this like table of guys. Like, if anyone's coming anywhere, it's not going to be me. Unfortunately, not going to be me.
Fortunately, nobody was coming anywhere that night.
Yeah, seriously. At this point, so back to where I unsend the DMs, I find out he has a girlfriend. I don't even know this guy. For context, his girlfriend I went to high school with, but I don't really know her that well. Like definitely haven't talked to her since high school. Like, whatever, right? So this is a tomorrow problem. Intel. Her roommate, who I'm like pretty good friends with, like family friends, comes in and comes up to me and says hi. And I'm like, oh my God, like, the universe is telling me right now that I need to come clean. This is my chance. If you've heard the This Is Not a Love Story episode, you know I've had some altercations where girlfriends were involved, and obviously I felt really guilty about it. So I was like, this is my chance. This is the universe telling me that I can come clean about it and not make the same mistake, you know? Like, I was like, what a prime opportunity. So and like, what are the odds that her roommate just walked in, like literally like 20 minutes after he left? You know, like if she came in 20 minutes earlier, it would have been caught in the act. And I was like, oh, like, I wish.
And that's how I don't know how people have the audacity to cheat on each other in a city that is so small. Like, reflecting on the Who the Fuck is Nathan episode, because this is your Who the Fuck is Nathan moment. Like, anybody could have seen you acting like a slut in public.
No, seriously. And like,
by the way, YouTube's gonna hate this, but I think I need to start calling guys who act like this sluts, because
because it's slutty. It's slutty behavior. And it's just depressing. Like, at the end of the day, I went to high school with your girlfriend, bro. You know, like, obviously it's going to get back to her somehow, you know? Like, what would happen if I showed up to the game?
Well, you and who, God knows who else, like, you know.
I'm honestly, I'm feeling for when she shows up to that home opener and there's a bunch of people in the audience for her man, like, because he invited them.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what? So then so this is my sign from the universe, correct my past mistakes. So I'm like we talk for a minute, and then I'm like, hey, like, is your roommate dating Brian? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, he just gave me his number. Like, brutal, right? Like, brutal. No nice way to say it. And then immediately my queen starts handling the sitch, texting her roommates, like, trying to figure out what to do about it. I'm like, yeah, here's like his number. I send a picture of, or they send a picture of like my phone with the number in it and like his name and stuff. And then I just go on with my night. Like, I'm like, I feel like I've done what I can.
Yeah, done my due diligence.
I've sent the number, like, to prove that it's him. Like, they obviously will have the same number because it's the right guy, right? So
anything more would have been like stepping over the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
that's always encouraged in telling, like, sometimes in certain situations, telling the girlfriend, but you need to like do it with a line. You don't want to get too involved in people's shit.
Well, literally, like, exactly. Like, I was like, I'm unsigned. I don't want to be involved. I literally don't. I don't care. But like, just so you know, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he was actually getting on my ass saying I was with my boyfriend when your girlfriend's literally at home right now, and you're like giving out your number and inviting girls to games. Like, that's obviously not okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like. And doing the whole like fucking finger thing. So don't do that. Don't do that to girls in clubs. So the whole thing was honestly just comical. I'm not going to comment on the state of their relationship now.
I will. Maddie got blocked.
I didn't get blocked. I got unfollowed, but that's fine. That's fine. I didn't actually follow her in the first place, which I felt bad about when I realized. But yeah, I did get unfollowed, and she did post a picture with him. So I don't know. They're doing fine, I guess. Good for them.
Working through.
Maybe I'll hit up the home opener. Just kidding. I'm staying far away. I'm staying far away from, honestly, men at this point.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to get COVID to lock myself in my room for a freaking week.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the start of what I think is going to be our villain era, because I think all throughout season 2, most certainly with multiple episodes that I will not disclose directly, we were way too nice and gave people like huge passes on things that we could have talked about on the show. And
season 2 roundup, I'm not holding anything back.
Fucking spilled on the season 2
roundup. You're getting all the behind the scenes. I swear to God, because I have so much shit to say, and I'm so over it.
We've really realized that
even if you make a nice episode, you still get shit on. So why not just make the bad episode, you know, the honest one?
Yeah. This is strictly on Maddie's side. Everyone I've ever made an episode about has been an absolute sweet gang, but
I know. I feel like honestly, this season has been rough for me.
it really has.
And you don't even know the half of it if you're listening. Like, there's so much shit that's gone on behind the scenes that we haven't even mentioned at all on the podcast. Like,
Right.
at all. Like, it's the amount of plot lines that have been erased.
Yeah.
Erased.
Speaking of plot lines, I have heard in the whistling in the rumblings, people asking about my love life because I don't talk about it on the podcast. There's nothing to say. Besides, I guess I have a crush. We'll say that. I haven't had a crush, like a good crush in a while.
Middle school crush, dare I say.
It's definitely a good middle school crush. The last time I had a crush, it was a workplace crush.
Say where you met him.
Where I met who?
Your crush.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that. That is incriminating evidence, Miss Maddie Mills. Lauren Landry is
not saying we are not holding anything back. And then Lauren being like, I can't say where I met him.
Look, Lauren Landry is flying under the radar with the love life at the momento.
No offense, but you better be carrying season 3. My mental health has been damaged.
Yeah, well, DMs are open if you're trying to be a plot line. Plot line. That's my update. What was I got a request to go on more dates? My response to that is, I'm fucking trying, okay? I'm trying my best.
You're kind of trying.
No, I'm not trying at all.
Yeah, you can put yourself out there a lot more, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely the word on the street, eh?
Apparently.
At least, yeah, I do definitely have a little crushy crush. I was talking to Maddie about it last night, and I said that I think that this person has crystals or they're manifesting me or some shit, because I don't ever feel this way, and it's weird. It's weird for real, y'all. Hopefully he doesn't have a fucking girlfriend. Like, that's apparently been the vibe these last couple months going
like the theme of season 3. Like, I'm so fucking over it. No, he doesn't, though. I know.
All right, moving on. Back to guys with girlfriends.
Key takeaways.
Trust fucking no one.
Trust no one. If you're at a bar and you think you have it in the bag, talk to 3 other. You have to have at least 3 guys on the go before making any kind of decision. Never commit to one guy in the bar.
Mm-hmm. If this happens to you, if you end up in Maddie's position with a guy with a girlfriend, I think Maddie did honestly all that she could do in this situation, and I think it is all that you should do, which is, tell a friend or tell like a mutual connection or something like that. Just put it out there, and then whatever the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the partner decides to do about it is 100% their business and 100% not yours. They could get engaged today, and it's like, Maddie's not going to DM her and be like, just confirming that you heard.
I wish them the best.
That is all from us, Maddie. We all hope that you're feeling better soon. We'll be back in the studio very soon for the weekend warm-up. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Talk soon.
Didn't really care. Like, I wasn't that invested in this whole situation. Sorry, my nan's FaceTiming me. I'm gonna have to answer that really quick. Talk to you in a second. 1 sec. Nan?
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Can I call you back in like 30 minutes?
Yes, of course you can, sweetie.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'm just recording the podcast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries.
See you in minutes. Love ya.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we got a little grandpa cameo too.
We got a little Nan and Pop action.